What is going on, everyone? My name's Boyd and I'm back with another game of Age of Mythology, and I kind of remember what my intro is because I'm thinking about pasta carbonara right now. Spawning in the bottom side of the map in the blue color, playing as Oranos. His name is Moore. His opponent today in the red color, playing as Set. His name is Joe. The map is Tundra, and this is a garage match for the top one spot on the Vubley ladder. A potential, what do you call it? A potential foreshadowing of things to come in the upcoming Vubley Champions tournament. It's exciting. I'm excited. You're excited. We're all excited. Joe's got 5 villages on food already. He's going to be going fast to the classical age and trying to do some shenanigans. I know that Joe loves to get his priest pharaoh shenanigans on and killing villagers early and getting some advantages that way. This is Tundra. This map for Set, it's not the easiest one to get advantages in because everything is forward. If we check the map out here, all these gold mines are forward. It's going to be really hard to deal with the Hyperion power spike that Atlantean gets on this map. When you only have forward gold mines, you've only got forward hunt. There is some pretty unlucky spawns as well, with only 2 Orok here as well, but they are right next to this town center. So if Joe does decide to go for this town center, it's pretty good. He can also go for this town center. So we'll see if he spots this and spots the elk, and this town center is probably better as well because it sort of secures him this gold mine that he does not know about just yet. So we'll see if he can make it work. Now, Moore on the other hand, he's got to be super careful about a 4-minute shifting sands. And what Atlantean players have learnt is, so long as they can keep their villages close to a manor, it's going to be all good. You can see he's already putting the manor up next to the wood line, next to the food line, and he's going to be putting villagers, chopping the wood down, and etc, etc. Now we'll see if Moore can work this out. It's looking like he's going for like a 4-minute advance time here with hunting dogs. This is a really tight build order, and he has no food close to this gold mine. So if he is going for that, which it's looking like he's going to get pretty close, he's going to throw the temple up as soon as he gets 100 gold here. And he's not chopping down the extra 25 wood, which means he's going to try and get up to that next age as soon as he can. The temple is a touch late, it looks like. I'm not sure if it's a touch late or if it's perfect. I can never tell. Now, on the other hand, we've got Joe. He's going to have his temple going up as well, going up slightly later. And we will be seeing a perfection 4-minute build order there from Moore. Now, there is... if you get the perfect map spawn, and the perfect map spawn, I believe, is, well, I think the hunt just needs to be closer to the town center or something like that, because you lose out on the walking time. If the hunt's close to your town center, it's pretty good. Or if your hunt's close to the gold mine, maybe. I have no idea. Honestly, I don't know how this build order works, but the 4-minute advance time for Moore is going to be huge. It's going to be key. However, he is going out to this hunt out on this corner here, and you can bet your bottom dollar that Joe is completely frantically searching around for which food source Moore's at. And we do see that with the villagers chopping trees over here, going to be totally fine. This gold mine here has the sentry tower over here to run to, and it's going to be totally fine for him. So we'll see if Joe is going to go for either this fast shifting sands push, or if he saves the shifting sand for something a little bit different. So we will see. There's the Prometheus for Moore, and the stars coming through at 85% gold for Joe. He's sitting at roughly 300. We just see Oracle Heroes or Oracle Scouts coming forward, and we are going to have to bring in the Oracle Heroes. There's the vision onto the base of Moore. No real reaction. He does have a reaction there to bring the gold villagers back into his goat here, which I love. That's a really smart move there, because he doesn't want to risk losing any of them to a shifting sense. The Oracle's coming in, and you can sort of counter this first Valor if he does go for it, which it looks like he's not doing, which is very... Okay, he does do it. I take it all back. I don't think this is going to be the best for him here, but he will be able to pick off the Wadget. There's the shifting sands, going to bring these these units into his base, and he does keep the Wadget alive, picks off everything else, does lose a couple of animals there. The Prometheans coming out in armory, trying to block this nice build blocks there. Oh, he doesn't quite get it. And the Oracle's going to get away with their life there with 1 HP and 18 HP. The Prometheans coming back, or the Promethean Offsprings, I should say, coming back, and Joe going for this back town center while this is all going on. He does have 3 Auroch here, plus the 2 Auroch. There's a huge shockwave. Going to be able to pick off 1 villager of Joe's, and the other one here will probably fall as well. Does pick off a Promethean Offspring. Well, has the speed walking of this villager. I don't know if anybody, I don't know if you like, I don't know the exact mechanics behind this, but you can make units walk faster if they are trying to catch up in a group of the other units. And there's the Gazelle of Set getting eaten there. Barracks coming up for Joe now. But you can get those villagers speed walking. That's pretty funny. That's pretty funny. We've got the second town center of Joe's up now. And we'll see where Morg decides to go from this. Now, here's an idea I've had with this build order, which I would love to see adopted a little bit, because I think it's important. You can see right now that Moore has to cancel his production in order to get resources to get his second town center. Instead of canceling production, what my idea would be is to just throw up 1 counter barracks instead of 2 counter barracks here. And by this stage, you're probably going to have this amount of Terma, and you're going to be able to get this second town center slightly earlier and still put the same amount of pressure on. But I don't know if it's a thing or not, but maybe it's just a little bit too slow. I don't know. They build fairly fast at 14 seconds, so you will be able to get out of those 6 or 9 Terma in 2 minutes, which is around about now, while he's grabbing this town center up. So he hasn't really done anything with them yet. He is putting pressure on with them, which is important. He's actually found this location, eating the Aurochs. It's going to be a difficult spot for Joe to be in, because he's sort of running out of food. He does have the goats. He's got 1 Auroch or 2 Aurochs over here that he can eat, and he's going to have to pop over onto this Auroch here. Maybe he'll move these. He's moved his home Aurochs over, and he's just going to eat them on the side town. So this time we're going to control these Auroch packs for the time being. And that's going to be totally fine, and Joe just getting his armory up, and he's actually going to be very, very happy with the situation he's in. And we actually see a double town center here for more, and what this indicates is a huge timing push, a huge Hyperion timing push is going to be coming, followed by a very, very fast Mythic Age to boot. So we'll see if Joe can survive that onslaught. He does have a pretty nice gold mine here with the nice natural defenses of the trees. This is kind of the best sort of option you can have if you can throw a wall up over here, Migdol Stronghold behind it. It's very difficult for the Atlantean player to get in there, but he can still do a lot of damage. So we'll see if that matters or not. But I think this gold mine is going to be the one he goes for, which is a little bit more open. It's going to be a little bit harder to defend, but it's going to be closer to his second town center, which means he's going to have villages there, which is important. And there's the slingers coming out, and Joe's sitting at almost enough resources to advance. Probably just built a couple too many, maybe building this barracks is a little bit, slowing down a little bit, but the Terma coming in. Joe trying to garrison, and he does get into the town center there, almost picks off the Terma as well. Terma going to be retreating away, trying to find something to hit, also hitting this location as well. Going to bring those villagers back. Going to be super careful about the slingers though, and he does lose that slinger. I think you got to play this a little bit differently with the slingers. You put them into your barracks instead of building them out until you have 5, because the Terma will just one hit like 1 or 2 slingers. If you have 5 slingers, and before you put them out, at least then they'll be able to trade 1 for 1 because of the way it all works. But we do have Nephthys coming through. I tell a lie about Nephthys coming through. We do not have Nephthys coming through just yet. Joe has forgotten to click up for some reason. There's Nephthys coming through. Okay. And Joe's still trying to sneak these Aurochs here. There is 100 food left in that Auroch, so totally fine, but Joe's going to keep trying to get these villagers alive and well, while Moore is actually doing quite a bit of damage. He hasn't lost too many of these Terma, but he will be losing these Terma as he continues to move in and sniping these villagers. He only has 25 population slots to run into this town center, but he can just pull out here and try and snipe these Terma, which he is doing now, which I love. But the Terma keep on picking off villagers, and this is kind of exactly what Moore wants. And oh my god, that was so many Terma getting picked off there. I'm not sure that was 100% worth it for Moore, even with all the villagers he's picked off. But meanwhile, he's just going to be spamming out his own citizen here, and now he's throwing down a military barracks. Going to be starting to mix in some Miller. The slingers over here have hit that mass ball, which is starting to get a little bit scary for the Terma of Moore to come out. We've got some giraffes coming out, villagers moving over here, going to be grabbing this town center as well. We do see Val coming down, which is going to be able to snipe all of these units, and the Scorpion Man as well. That's the important one. Got to keep that one alive, because if you can pick off those hero Terma, the Scorpion Man does a lot of damage to everything else. And we do see that the Scorpion Man will be retreating away with his life, 139 HP. That's more than enough to re-heal that. Town center is coming up. Sling is chilling for the time being. There will be a shockwave available, so you do have to think about hitting Control X, or Alt X I should say, onto your slingers, because that makes them go into a spread formation, which means that the shockwave is going to do a little bit less damage. But town center is up, moving over there. Villagers still trying to grab these Aurochs here, and the Terma still running back in and out, hitting this as they can. It's really nice control there by Moore. And now the villagers moving over here, losing another villager while he's trying to get over there. The Pharaoh gets picked off. Villagers running away. Slingers coming around the back. There's a Arctic Wolf here as well, which is going to slow this, or probably kill this villager actually. And he doesn't even pick it off with the slingers, and the villager doesn't die, even the Arctic Wolves. Oh man, Joe's luck with wolves, I tell you what. But he's still doing okay, but he's just losing so many villagers here to these Terma. He's got to get control of these slingers a little bit better. It's just really nice control from Moore. He's now got some of those Miller coming in, more villagers falling. Bunch of villagers for Joe making their way over at this point, and they are turning around and trying to fight back here as Moore's trying to retreat a little bit here, and he's just picking off so many of Joe's villagers. Meanwhile, Joe probably trading wood for gold at this point. If you're unaware, wood does gather slightly faster than gold, so the base trade rate that you get, I'm not sure if it's 69 is the starting point. I think it's a little bit higher, so we've probably seen a little bit of trading already from Joe, but the wood gather rate does kind of make it almost worthwhile to not go for this gold mine immediately, and instead just put villagers over onto wood and trade for gold until you're ready to move out. But at least at the very start of the heroic age here. But meanwhile, we've got Thea coming in, so no crazy Hyperion Orb in here. So Thea potentially meaning that Moore wants to go for a semi-fast Titan here. Given he went to the early 3 town centers, the Terma are going to run straight past these slingers, but they move so fast that they're probably not going to take that much damage. Part of me feels like the Terma should take damage if they're running right next to the slingers, but I'm not sure exactly how it works. And I don't think there's any crenellations either for Joe, so the slingers, they just we are picking them off though, so they're hitting a little bit. Anyways, we'll see where this Thea takes him if he throws down a market straight away, which is not what's happening. There's military barracks there, no market just yet. More is, yeah, there's economic guild, and there's the market, so more definitely going straight to the Titan Age. Still building Terma, and man, this is looking like some vintage Cyclone gameplay here. Mass Terma, mass raids, hitting these villages relentlessly and keeping Joe on the back foot. More going to be going through Hecate very, very soon. We see irrigation, we see quarry, Joe getting his own irrigation out, and we see a palace coming down as well, a little bit short on the food, and he will be advancing. The Terma do get picked off though, and we do see Moore is sitting very, very low on the population, but you have to realize that Joe doesn't even have a Migdol up. Well, he does have a single Migdol up. Joe doesn't have a Siege Works up. So Joe's got no real pushing power. We've now got some Contarius starting to make their way out. Hecate coming through. We'll see if this is going to be a Titan rush here for more or not. He hasn't thrown down the Hesperus tree, so the way you kind of do it to make sure that you can't like just lose to a god power like Tornado or Meteor on your Titan gate is you put a Hesperus tree down immediately, and you put your Titan gate next to the Hesperus tree and another Hesperus tree next to the other Titan gate, and then no god power will be able to hit that Titan gate at all, and that's a thing. And there's the Hesperus tree coming down, and that will indicate where this is looking like a fast Titan if I've ever seen one. And Joe has to know that this is a possibility right now and thinking about pushing forward because he's sitting at 134 population. He needs to rebuild his mana. I think he's just shifting the location over to the top here, which does look like he's doing. Contarius coming over and picking off this gate here. He's not going for this gold mine. I would love to see this wall completed while all the chaos was going on. But now Joe is pushing forward with the slingers, hitting those Contarius who are running forwards and backwards. There's some Stymphalian birds just chilling here, but got to be careful not to overdo it on that favor. But he's sitting at 95 favor at this point. And there is the Hecate, and there's the Tartarian gate. Not a lot of villagers around here to just bum rush the Tartarian gate. And there's an Ancestors. Villagers making their way over here, and he's going to be attempting to take this down immediately. But with the assistance of these Terma here and the Murmillo, are going to pick off quite a few of these units. And we'll see how fast we can take this one down. We do see some priests queued up to clean up the Tartarians after the Tartarian gate goes down. Meanwhile, we've got the Lampades coming through, and the Stymphalian birds in the back doing a lot of damage. Going to be picking off the Scorpion Man there. We do have the Pharaoh moving in to snipe the Lampade, and you have to remember the Lampade does have a special ability. When she dies, she does some area of effect damage, but not going to do any if she dies over there. The Siege Tower's still moving forward. More not quite able to go to that Titan Age that he wants. The Dryads coming forward, going to be trying to snipe some units here. Pharaoh going to be able to pick those off very, very fast though. And the Contarius over here going to be retreating. The Tartarian gate has been dealt with. Villagers have to get rebuilt though for Joe. And he is still attempting to push forward here. The Destroyer is going to be taking so much damage from these slingers though. But the Scorpion Man going to be able to deal all the damage that he needs because there's no heroes at the moment. 4 more who is really struggling to get populated at this point because he's put all of those resources into racing to the Mythic Age, and he's just sacrificed so many units in those Terma, and Joe smells it right now. He realizes he's on a bit of a timer here, and he's got that push happening, but there's just not enough siege here as he's kind of sitting at full population. I think it's 145. Oh, it's at 160 pop. He does have 1,000 gold in the bank though, so he could be murking from this town center if he wanted to really make this push happen. But now Joe's retreating away from basically nothing here. Do these priests have funeral rites? There's no funeral rites here, so the Dryads still going to live a little bit longer than they otherwise should be. And now more units making their way back in for more as he's starting to get populated here, sitting at 159 population, spamming out Stymphalian birds. But the priests are out to deal with it, so we'll see if Joe can hold on here. But this is going to be a very big test for him because Atlanteans who hit the late game first or very far ahead of the Egyptians can be a very big deal. And now Joe's starting to hit the point where he can just buy his way to the Mythic Age. We do see Copper Mail has come through for more. We've got a Fire Siphon in the mix as well, but most of Moore's units are falling here. 140 population to 155 population. So Joe is holding at this point, and Moore is just kind of hitting his head against a brick wall right now. Not able to push through the Migdol Stronghold. The raids still trying to prevent this gold mine from being gathered, but there's still 1,500 gold left in this large gold mine over here. Not only that, there's a gold mine in the middle of the map where the majority of Joe's villagers are, so he doesn't even care about this gold mine at this point, trying to finish this wall as well. And we'll see what these units are trying to do. They may be able to hit this raid onto this wood line here, but Joe way too fast, bringing them back, going to be grabbing those farms here, converting some of that gold into future food instead of going for the trade. But he has decided to click up through Horus here. So Horus instead of Thoth, obviously with the intention of casting that tornado somewhere, and on top of that, getting access to those Horus upgrades. If we check out his favor situation, there's only a 4 favor. Might want to consider throwing down a couple more monuments while he's advancing here in order to grab out Greater to the 50 Spear of the Horizon. And I always forget this one. I have to click on a barracks, don't I? What's it called? Axe of Vengeance. Gets one of those. And he may be able to just win based on those upgrades alone. We do see some heavy fanatics coming out though now for more. And man, if you can get out, say like 3 pallets early as Atlantean, and just instead of making like destroyers and Mamilla, you just make these fanatics. These are some strong units. They are very, very similar to the Mamilla in that they do an extra 50% damage or 100% damage against every other unit. Which is huge, but they do cost 3 population. There is Joe's Mythic Age through Horus. Gonna be I don't know where he wants to cast this one. I think it's probably a good thing to hold on to it for just a little bit. There's the Rhino, the Hippo coming through, Avengers making their way into this thing, still with the raids from more searching for something. We've got a Migdol Stronghold trying to pop up here, and that's probably going to get denied if these Cantarius do decide to move over and hit it, which they are going to be doing. And now there's the tornado onto this location. Going to be able to pick off the palace there, but I'm not sure if he doesn't have the with the tornado actually following the units really nicely, but Joe doesn't actually have the siege here to make a push onto this location here, and he does have a bunch of axemen though. So if he can get Axe of Vengeance, which it's not looking like he's got researching at this point, he may just be able to push through with the extra bonus damage against buildings. And now Moore's sitting at 126 population. So this is a huge timing here for Joe, who's got some resources in the bank, going to be getting those upgrades out very soon. Has got copper weapons out, not getting more armor upgrades for the time being. Moore, on the other hand, has bronze mail and iron shields, followed by copper weapons. Going to be heroizing some of those Arcus in order to snipe some of some of those hippos there. I think they do, yeah, they do 400% extra bonus damage against those animals of Set. And now Joe has to retreat a little bit as the Contarius heavily countering his army. On top of that, the Fanatics and the Arcus, there's no real counter to that from Joe's current army. We do see Sky Passages now going up all over the map for more. Love it when he does this. And now Joe's got an Avenger coming in, has going to be pushing more off this gold mine as he's retreating back to his town center here. And there's the champion axeman for Joe. I love that he's going for those before just trying to slam his head into Moore's face. And well, we'll see where he goes from here. Moore's going to jump into this Sky Passage and try and make a quick maneuver over onto this gold mine where Joe is completely out of position. But we'll see if it matters here, because I'm pretty sure Joe can just retreat back here. How much gold is in the bank for Joe? He's got 369, and if he doesn't lose any units here, it doesn't matter. Just put these units over onto wood, defend this Migdol as best as you can. I don't know about making mercenary here when you don't have that much gold income. Maybe even move forward and grab this gold mine while it's all going down. Still no Axe of Vengeance here for Joe. He's got Masons, he's got Quarry coming through, he's got 24 favor in the bank going after a mana here while these units are trying to take down the Migdol stronghold, but it's looking like moving over onto this gold mine, it's going to be key as well. Another pallet's coming up and more units streaming in for more here as he's trying to take down this or cut Joe off gold. Meanwhile, Moore's losing his town center here as the axemen are going at it. Still no Axe of Vengeance. This town center would be going down so very, very fast if he prioritized that one, but with the assistance of these siege towers, he may be able to take this down in a timely fashion. We do see Architects is out, more units popping out for more here as he is basically stopping Joe's push here while Joe is stopping Moore's, kind of. We do see a Fire Siphon though for Moore. This is going to help him out quite significantly, and this Migdol stronghold not going to be able to stand up for the time being. Joe sitting at 20 gold though. Villagers moving forward to pick off the Sky Passage and onto this gold mine as well. This town center not going down here as Moore is able to defend it. Even got some Relic Monkeys coming in to assist there. The Stymphalian Bird does get picked off by all of Joe's priest there as he's going to be retreating. Meanwhile, Moore moving into the top here, going to be trying to take down the town center of Joe with the Fire Siphon, doing some crazy work here. But I think this is all just coming down to Joe not getting his Horus upgrades. Maybe just get a catapult over here. Could be an option as well. Villagers getting harassed on this gold mine as well. Gonna have to try and fight back. Siege towers attacking the town center. Villagers need to move over onto these siege towers if he can, and potentially get the chariots here to help pick these guys off, but he's not paying attention to them. These citizens pick off the siege towers so fast, and he's trying to garrison the priest though, and the village is all getting picked off though by those Clontaris, which do 12 damage per second. And even though the Axemen have such high mail armor there, it's just too much, and Joe decides to tap out. GG, well played by Moore there, able to sort of cut Joe off the gold mine with that sky passage maneuver. That was some beautiful play by Moore. And I think Joe had the right idea just going for this town center, because if he secures this location, he secures basically another large gold mine over here. And even if he loses this town center, it's not that big of a deal, because then he just makes his way in, attacks the home base, and he's kind of in the same situation that he was in beforehand, but with more gold mines, because he can't really get over to this top side there. So well played by Moore. Unfortunately for Joe, just not having the siege or the upgrades to push at that time meant he could not take this town center down, sitting at 1600 HP, and it's just too much. And Moore taking the first game. We'll see if they want to keep playing here. Hopefully we'll keep those games going for you. And thanks for watching.